I don't know about you, but nothing says being in the South like biscuits. And today I'm going to show you how to make a really easy drop biscuit with 3 ingredients. And all these ingredients are coming right out of North Carolina. We're going to start with Southern Biscuit self-rising flour, which is made at Renwood Mills in Newton, North Carolina, which is just 1 county over in Catawba County, because we're in Iredell County. We're going to use some buttermilk and butter, and that's it, 3 ingredients. So your first step is to put 2 cups of self-rising flour in a bowl, and then I like to freeze my stick of butter. So you're using 1 stick of butter and half a cup of butter, but I like to freeze it about 15 minutes before I get ready to make my biscuits, and so I can shred it. And I love to shred the butter so I can get buttery flakes in all parts of that biscuit. So you can see all that good shredded butter in there. I'm just going to fold that flour over and coat that butter. And then we're going to take our cup of buttermilk. Now you can use regular milk, but I like buttermilk for my biscuits. So I'm just going to pour it in, and I'm going to mix those 3 ingredients together. And really the less you stir, the softer these biscuits will be. So you just want to incorporate all 3 of those ingredients together until it all looks wet. If that 1 cup of buttermilk doesn't make it wet enough, you can pour a little bit more, maybe like a teaspoon at a time. So I've got those about as wet as I want them to be, incorporated all that self-rising flour, and then we're just going to take 2 teaspoons and drop them onto an ungreased cookie sheet. Now, whatever size you start dropping them at, keep it pretty consistent. So if you start with maybe a teaspoonful, you're going to just put it on there and keep them all about that same size so they'll all bake at the same rate. Now we're going to put these in an oven that's been preheated to 450 degrees, and I'll time it at 10 minutes. Now everybody's oven is different and everybody's biscuit preference is different. Some like them light and some like them dark. So check them at about 10 minutes and then you can add more time, but 10 minutes is a safe bet on how long to cook these at 450 degrees. While my biscuits are baking, I'm going to turn my biscuit into a sweet treat. So apples, well, they're one of my favorite fruits, and we've got an apple orchard just the next county over in Alexander County. But how you can do this without any added sugar is cut and core your apple, leave the skin on for some extra fiber, and then put it in a glass bowl or a microwave safe bowl and heat it for about a minute. But those apples mixed with that biscuit is almost like eating a piece of apple pie. And you can't get more American than that, right? And you can leave the apples just like that, or you can take a small bit of butter and a little bit of cinnamon to spice it up just a little bit. But we're going to put these in the microwave. So I ended up doing these apples for about 1 minute and 30 seconds. But the natural sugar that's in those apples kind of bakes out a little bit when you put them in the microwave, and you really don't need any of that added sugar. So you can kind of see how good and tender those look. So our biscuits are almost ready. And these were baked for 10 minutes. You see those nice brown edges that I love, especially on these drop biscuits. You get all those little peaks on there. And my favorite part is the bottom. Look at that nice crispy brown bottom. So again, 10 minutes for these. And so there's your 3 ingredient drop biscuits. And now, like I said, I did my apples. I'm going to take my 1 biscuit there, and I'm going to break it open. Now it's going to be hot, obviously, because I just took it out of the oven. But I'm going to break that up a little bit, and then maybe just put a few apples off to the side. You can make an apple biscuit, but I just like to kind of tear my biscuit up and take a bite of my apple and eat it just like that. So to talk about eating local, we use local flour, a local apple, local buttermilk, and butter. And we've got your homemade 3 ingredient biscuit and that apple to make it a sweet treat. So now, don't say you don't know how to make biscuits. And this is one of the easiest recipes that you probably will try.